And we're back to another episode of Let's Play Mystery, what is it? Season of Mystery, The Cherry Blossom Murders. I'm your host, RPG Guy, Detective RPG Guy, and with me is Dr. Meeps.
Hello!
And I think we're getting close to the end of this game, thank God. Alright, so let's get to it, shall we?
Yes.
So, here's the schedule board. Let's see if any ships match the information we have. Okay, so something Pier 12's Mar. Okay.
It would just be the 12 on the top.
No, there's a 1220 Maria.
Oh, that's a time.
Yeah,
oh, I thought it meant dock.
And there's East Pier and West Pier.
Well, yeah, I mean, those are the two here. I thought it meant Pier 12, and I'm like, well, there's only a 12 dock.
Yeah.
Mar...
So,
Samar...
like, find all ships that match the clues. So we know this one does, right?
Yes.
And we know this one does. This is the one you found.
Yes.
So, is there any other? Oh. You found one and I found one. Look at that. There's no time for both of us to go to each ship. We'll have to split up. If you find Ibisu, just try to get a policeman and I'll be there as soon as I can. Now, watch. Which ship do you choose? Ooh. Let's just do... You know what? Let's do 17. Silly meeps. Going somewhere, Ibisu?
Oh, he got all of his hat.
Oh, look at how sad he looks, too. What the... Oh. Missy Irene, how nice you come say bye-bye to Ibisu. Ibisu on way to visit old sick mother. You can stop the pigeon English, Ibisu, if that's your real name. An ignorant cook could hardly have devised your plan of smuggling, forgery, and murder. What you say, Missy Irene? I say that you worked with Timmerman and Fox to force Genocide Tsukumo to create forgeries by kidnapping his daughter. Then when Dickie learned of it, you killed him the same way you killed Fox. And you prove such silly story? Ibisu not thinks. Find an item in inventory to accuse Ibisu of drugging Richard and Fox.
Would it be the drugs?
Probably.
Just slap him in his hand.
You drugged Fox's tea in the embassy with the sleeping powder and then hanged him. And you probably entered our house and put the same drug into Dick's teapot, after which you stabbed him and wrote the note. Missy Irene, Ibisu not sleep well. That all. Having sleeping powder is no crime, no proof of nothing.
I mean, he does look tired.
Kinda. Well, we found this and the hang knot, right?
Yeah.
Fox was strangled with this rope. It's tied with an angler's knot, which only seamen would know how to tie. Seamen. Fox hated the ocean, but you admitted to me that you've been a cook on a ship. Many people been to sea. This Japan, we big island. That no, what you call them, solid proof. You're wrong, Ibisu. I have evidence that will prove you are the man who kidnapped Iori. And only that man would have had the motive and means to kill both my husband and Fox. Well, we have this. Right?
I guess, I mean...
The suicide notes, probably none of this stuff's enough.
Yeah, I guess it would have to be the flower, just weird.
It is, it's kind of... Unless it gets a reaction, I guess. This garland was given to Iori by the plot's mastermind. And you can see his finger marks on the ribbon.
Can you?
I don't see shit.
Dude, this game sucks.
Have you ever heard of fingerprinting, Ibisu? No, what's this fingerprinting? It's a new method of identifying criminals. They take the little lines in your fingertips and compare them to the finger marks on smooth objects. What if the police compared your finger marks to those on that ribbon? Ibisu not know. Would they find a match, Ibisu? Would they prove that you were a smuggler, a kidnapper, a murderer?
I don't think a ribbon's a very flat object.
Oh shit! Oh, he's got a knife! I do believe, Miss Pemberton, that you know too much to live. I'll kill you just like I did your interfering husband. Oh, she's packing heat!
Oh my god, dude, what's with these fucking games? First no teacher, you know that.
Some Second Amendment fucking shit right there.
Holy shit.
She was concealed carry. Careful, Bisu. You haven't drugged my tea.
You might have a knife, but you forget that I'm American.
Even if it is loaded, what does a woman know about guns? It's called pull the trigger, motherfucker. Oh, look out! Oh.
He's like, oh, maybe not good.
Oh, this woman knows enough to put a bullet into your evil heart. My husband always felt I should carry one of these. One can never be too careful in this in a strange country.
What's that supposed to mean?
I think that's some Second Amendment, pro Second Amendment shit right there. Are you going to shoot me? No, as much as I'd like to, I'll just hold you here until Detective Fujikawa arrives. How ironic that your single act of kindness, a gift to a little girl, now condemns you. I don't know, that last piece of evidence was pretty lame. Because couldn't you fingerprint the fucking rope that he hung Fox with?
Yeah, that would have made more. Well, they're both textured.
True, maybe not so easy. So Suda or Ibisu decided he'd have his own antiquities made. Your husband learned of his plot when he found a vase confiscated in a raid in which he assisted. Oh my god. Hiroshi Suda. Conviction: smuggling in Kobe, forgery in Osaka, theft in Nagoya. Arrests, no convictions. Murder, Kyoto, 1894. Description: height 5'6". Oh, he's a tiny guy. Weighs 185 pounds. No, Suda speaks and writes English fluently, and he was a seaman in his youth. He is well educated and served in 1894 as secretary and translator to a Scottish importer of antiquities in Kyoto, who was found dead. Murder by poisoning was suspected, but there was not enough evidence to come to trial. Suda should be considered dangerous. Wait, what? What's up?
185 pounds, dude. What?
He's got some chunk on him. He's like a chunky. He's a little chunky. He's a chungus.
I'm saying he would weigh more.
You would think by the picture, yeah. Somehow Suda became aware of his interest and killed Dick so that he wouldn't learn anything more. Suda needed only a few months for Tsukumo to make a large number of different forgeries. He'd sell them as expensive originals, make a small fortune, and then probably leave Japan. And Timmerman was in on the plot from the start. Yes, his business made a good cover for them. Too bad for Suda that Timmerman wasn't more loyal when he caught him. He told us everything. Here's a copy of his confession. I, Franz Timmerman, do declare that I conspired with Hiroshi Suda and James Fox to kidnap Jinsai Tsukumo's daughter in order to force him to create forgeries of antiquities to sell on the black market. I had nothing to do with the deaths of Richard Pemberton and James Fox. Suda admitted to me that he killed Richard Pemberton and told me that he did not trust Fox and wished to remove him from our partnership. I believe that he murdered Fox in order to keep him from talking. Written confession. I swear under pain and penalty of perjury that the above is true and accurate. April 10th, 1897. Franz Timmerman. With that confession, Timmerman saved his own neck from the gallows, but he hanged Suda. I can't say I'm sorry, but why was Fox in on it? Did Suda want another pair of eyes in the embassy? Either that or Fox discovered that what Suda was up to and started to blackmail him, so Suda let him in on the scheme and killed him when it started to fall apart. Well, it's all over now. Dick's name's been cleared and his killer brought to justice. Yes, thanks to you. Look, the cherry blossoms are nearly gone. Oh my god, are those real cherry blossoms that they're showing in this picture? And it's time for me to go too. To take Dick home. Time to finally say goodbye. Farewell, my love. I miss you more than you can ever know. Farewell. Dick. Farewell.
Farewell.
Farewell, Miss Pemberton, Irene, if I may. It has been an honor working with you. May your journey to America be a safe one, and may you one day return to Japan. Perhaps I will one day when the cherry blossoms bloom again. And we got 2 achievements, yay. Okay. So
I think I called it that it was gonna be him at the beginning.
I don't remember. We'd have to look at the footage, but regardless, here's the thing. I bet there are groups of people who love these kind of hidden object games. That's why there's so many of them in circulation, right? So to say that it's a bad game concept is, I would say, is naive, right? Or just unexperienced to say that. I think that there is a fan base for this stuff. My thing is that as a mystery game, there was no mystery. It was a mystery story, but our decisions did not reflect what would happen by the end of the story. Does that make sense? And
yeah.
You could argue that that might have been the same in the first Sherlock Holmes game we played, where there's only one feasible outcome. The Nancy Drew game, I'm wondering if there might have been other outcomes, but it's hard to say because we did pretty good in that game. But there's real mysteries to solve in that game that we have to legitimately find. This seems to me like entry level, like mystery at best, and it's not really that much mystery as it is. What, maybe got 5 puzzles in it. Then some of those puzzles are repeated, maybe 10, and then it's a bunch of looking for objects and whatnot. So I don't know if I feel that this was much of a mystery game as it was a hidden objects game. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think?
I mean, I had fun finding objects with you.
Aww.
Like, there's just of in between season and mystery.
Season
bracketing.
Season of mystery. This cherry blossomers, and we actually tried to look this game up. Like, we were like, did Square-Enix make this?
We tried to look it up in multiple spots,
and I could not find it. I could not find the actual developers. Like, there's a company that was like Big Fish Games, I think, came up in our search, but they didn't have it in their library of games that they've made. They had like literally like a couple hundred of these games. I swear they had a lot. But it is what it is. It's not the worst game out there. If you really like hidden object games, I'm pretty sure you'd like this game. There's plenty of that here. And since I got it for like $1 or $2 with a Square-Enix package. It was just in there. So I was like, all right, fine. That's $1. I'll buy it. Or $2, maybe $1.99. I don't know if these are my thing. Maybe this one just seemed more monotonous than others for some people. I don't know.
Yeah, they were really shotgun back to backing that whole find shit. There wasn't a whole lot of lore. Yeah,
and a lot of the same places were reused multiple times. Now, to be fair, they did that in Sherlock Holmes and the Hound of the Baskervilles. However, they had you go into the past and the present, and the past was a different layout. So at least there were different layouts every time you had to find stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so, but this one doesn't do that. They just show you the same area, and then it seems like they're randomized because we had to find some of the same stuff again and again and again and again. And I don't know. I don't feel bad about that. I just don't think that was as interesting as it could have been. So I was actually expecting a little bit more out of this game, and maybe because it's got Square-Enix attached to it, I figured, oh, hey, there's going to be a lot more story, maybe some branching story options, right? But we never got that.
And then nothing ever came of those fucking cats.
Nothing ever came of those fucking cats. As far as this game goes, I would put this pretty low on my preference. I would say this is probably a 4 out of 10 for presenting itself as a mystery game, as a item finding game, it's probably a 5, probably average, you know, because I've not played a lot of find item games. I really haven't. This one is one, and the little bit that was in Sherlock Holmes and the Hound of the Baskervilles.
To be fair, though, they did try harder than the Sherlock game.
Well, because it's the only thing they had going for it. The Sherlock game had other stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So it didn't have to try as hard. You know, so I don't know. I'm not a seasoned veteran of these types of games, so I'm not gonna go out there and just bash the game for something that clearly was not meant for my kind of playing. I don't know, but what about you though? Would you play something like this in the future?
In the future, maybe. I mean, I pull out all sorts of weird shit.
I mean, I don't mind playing it as part of a mechanic of an overarching game with multiple things, but it was a little monotonous.
It's definitely easy to play.
Oh yeah, it's definitely totally casual game.
Pick this up. Everyone, pick it up for, like, I don't know, your mother for Mother's Day.
They might like that, yeah.
Oh, I had the most whimsical time.
Playing through this game, I was so on edge trying to find all those items. Oh, made my brain hurt a little bit too.
Yeah, they love it.
So it's not I'm reluctant to say it's a terrible game. It's just, it's a very simple game. I do think that some of the screens were overused. They should have made more locations or something. You know what I did actually like a little bit was the rickshaw game. Trying to figure out where the right house was in the rickshaw mini game.
Oh yeah, I used to love those kind of puzzles when I was a kid.
And some of the other puzzles weren't too bad. The puzzles in this game were okay, but the finding stuff got a little monotonous. Not because we were finding the amount of times we had to find things. To me, it was the fact that they recycled places over and over again and didn't change the objects. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess it's so, like, you can't look up a guide or anything.
Yeah. That's clearly why they did it, but
I guess you still could.
If there is a guide out there that shows the location of every item on the screen, yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, for this game, who would do that?
Big Fish? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Let me see.
I looked it up. All I could find on this game was the Steam link and like a couple of video game sales links. Steam, I think, had it. I want to say not GOG. Somebody else was selling it too. But I you know, it is what it is. But with that said, I am glad we got through it, because we can now say, Square-Enix, don't put out another one of these. You stick with what you're good at, and to be fair, you haven't been good at it for a while. So, oh, the fighting words. That's me making fun of Final Fantasy 13, 15. Very, very wary of 16. So, what did you find anything?
I found this guide, and it's like, all right, if you have these specific items to find, here's where they are. However, yours might be randomized, so if they are, just refer to your image to where they are. And it's like, well, no shit.
So it's a useless guide.
It's a useless guide.
That's pretty funny. Well, that is pretty useless. So you and I commented on everything we were saying as we saw it, kind of off and on. But yeah, if you are into these hidden object games, this is probably fine, I guess. The music's not annoying. At least I could say that much. The music didn't annoy me to like no end, like it did in Hounds of the Baskerville. God, that music was fucking horrendous. But I do think we have like one or two more games kind of like this, but closer towards Hound of the Baskervilles. I picked up a Dracula one.
Ooh.
For $1, so I thought maybe we'd pull that out at some point, but I don't know. We'll see, because I was thinking of also pulling out Myst, starting some of the Myst games up. Meeps joining me on our Myst adventure.
Professor Layton games when?
We will do those soon. Okay, whether I live stream it or do a let's play, we'll see. How about that?
Okay.
So, anyway, I want to thank you guys for stopping by of our unusual playthrough of Season of Mystery, the Cherry Blossom Murders. We're your hosts. I'm the RPG guy, and with me is the beautiful Me Plus.
Hello.
And check out our Twitch channels at twitch.tv/JackTardStudios and twitch.tv/MePlus for more live gaming action. And if you did like our playthrough of Season of Mystery, say so in the comments below. Maybe we'll subject ourselves to one more of these hardcore eyeball searching games if you really want us to. But you gotta say so in the comments below. Do you want to watch us suffer?
You gotta tell us which one to play.
Yeah, which one? Which ones do you like?
Preferably like $1 one.
Well, nothing over $5. That's for sure. Nothing over $5. Not spending $20 on a fucking
don't
object
be like,
game.
Oh, you know what? There's a new notary game that came out. $70. No.
No. You know what? I'll give you this. If this video hits 1,000 views and it gets 100 likes total through the whole series of videos, I'll do it. We'll do it. We'll play whatever there is. Or the comment. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. If you comment below with a game that's like this and it gets 100 likes and 50 comments of supporting it, yes, we'll play that game. How does that sound, Meeps? Does that sound like a good deal?
Yeah.
Yeah, then we'll do it. But right now, I think we're gonna go and try some other mystery adventure games, and then maybe fiddle around with something like Dracula later down the road, and then kind of reset and go back and do another Sherlock Holmes game, and then maybe some other kind of mystery game after that. So anyway, thanks for stopping by, guys, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.